And last up, we have Jacob Berks from the Sacramento Municipal Utility District. Let me get his, sorry, I'll flip to the other page. Jacob Berks currently serves as manager of fleet operations for SMUD. He has 20 years in the fleet management field and holds a bachelor's in arts degree from Brigham Young University in business management, an associate's of science degree in diesel technology from Universal Technical Institute, and is an ASE Master Certified Medium Heavy Duty Truck Technician. The Sacramento Municipal Utility District has been a pioneer and early adopter in fleet electrification and carbon reduction, whether it's using 100% renewable diesel fuel, hybrid vehicles, to full battery electric vehicles. SMUD is committed to leading a sustainable future. Please help me welcome Jacob.
So thank you for having me out today. I appreciate being here, the opportunity to talk a little bit about fleet electrification. Just kind of to give everybody some context, SMUD's fleet is roughly about 1,000 vehicles, and it has a replacement value of about $60 million. And we have about 900 of those assets here in Sacramento, and then about 100 of them up at the UARP, up around, we call it Fresh Pond, the Upper American River Project, where we have hydro assets for power generation. We have a annual fuel spend of about almost $2 million. So we do have a direct interest in reducing that cost through fleet electrification and other efficiencies. We plan to spend, or we try to spend, around $8 million annually to maintain the age of our fleet at under 10 years. And currently, we have about 10% of our fleet is electrified, whether it's a hybrid vehicle or some sort of fully electric vehicle. Okay. So we've made some headwind over the years, or made some progress over the years. So did you know that? And this is something I didn't know. I'm relatively new to SMUD, coming up on about 3 years, but SMUD has been working on fleet electrification for over 30 years. In some form or another. And while some of these pilot programs did not translate into success, many of those experiences were learning opportunities. So in the 90s, we actually had some S10 pickups that were all electric. And I believe some of these were actually homemade vehicles. And as legend has it, we drove them out and we towed them back. Okay? And then we had the opportunity to pilot a Toyota RAV4, and we had some Miles vehicles. I think some of those Miles vehicles were also driven out and towed back. And we had some electric Ford Rangers. So there's always a cost and a benefit to being on the cutting edge or the bleeding edge. And early on, some of these problems we were able to learn from and move forward. Moving into more recent years, we have hybrid bucket trucks starting in 2009, and we continue today to have, we have 19 hybrid electric bucket trucks today, and we're also looking at adding to that and adding idle mitigation features to these vehicles. So some of our vehicles, the vehicle can be off while the operator can still have air conditioning and heating. Many of our vehicles they're the office for our employees who are out in the field. So it's critical that they have air conditioning and heating despite being able to shut off the engine and do that. Some of the advantages to the hybrid aerial bucket trucks is it gives us our linemen the opportunity, if they have to roll out to somebody's house at 2 or 3 in the morning and go up in the boom, that they can do it without the engine running. So some of our customers, maybe everyone here at one point in time or another, have had a lineman show up at their house in the middle of the night with a couple of heavy duty trucks running. So there's some advantages that we're finding with these. Across our organization, we have some some goals to continue the electrification of the fleet. We have a goal to spend $1 million in capital this year on electrification and technology. We have a goal by the end of 2020 to have 100% electric vehicle sedan fleet. We're pretty close to having 100% sedan fleet today, but it's not all fully electric. Some of it is hybrid. We have about 18 electric sedans, full electric sedans, Chevy Bolts that we've had some success with. And then we want to increase our fleet electrification overall by 5% this year, which is kind of a stretch goal for us, because that comes out to about 50 vehicles. So there's lots of planning, coordinating, negotiating around that effort. And then we hope to have 100% of our fleet that's eligible for electrification to be electrified by 2025. That's probably a very aggressive, lofty goal, but as SMUD, we've always tried to be out in the forefront, which can be for better or for worse, but we believe that electrification is what the future holds for us. So, as I said, we have the Chevy Bolt today. We've had great success with that. Hybrid trucks are working out well. We've had some struggles a little bit, but they're getting better all the time. We're looking forward to the technology that's coming out down the road. The F-150 is going to be a huge kind of milestone that's going to have a huge impact to our fleet, as I'm sure it will many of yours, when the electric pickup truck comes out. We know that California has some very aggressive goals to have 5 million electric vehicles on the road by 2030, 2040 timeframe, and SMUD is aligned with that goal. And so, does anybody have any questions for me? Or we can wait for the panel. But that's who we are. Thank you.